Yeah, good morning to all of you. Today I am going to take a gate class on Polyphase induction motors. And here we are going to be discuss some previous problems, gate problems and IES and AP Chinko Transco previous problems and bits on. And also with respect to that, I will also give some explanation regarding some theory bits and as well as problems also. So see here, for example, in polyphase induction motor, there is a question. In a three-phase slip ring induction motor, three-phase balanced supply is given to the rotor and stator winding is short circuited. The rotor would be A. Not run, B. Run in the direction of rotating field, C. Run against the direction of rotating field, D. Run at half of the synchronous speed. See here, there are questions induction motor here 1 to 10 or 15 questions. Questions are coming from only basic principle operation of induction motor. Generally, what is the basic principle of induction motor is by means of mutual induction. So here the rotor receives the energy by means of mutual induction from the stator, then the rotor is going to starts revolving. Actually, that is the principle of operation. Means when three-phase supply is fed to the stator of three-phase induction motor, then there will be a production of rotating magnetic field in stator winding. This production of rotating magnetic field is going to be rotating around the stator and as well as rotor with respect to synchronous speed. Because of this rotating magnetic field, there will be EMF induced in the rotor conductors. Generally, these rotor conductors are short circuited. Because of this short circuit, this induced EMF drive current through the rotor. Then there will be a production of rotor flux. Interaction of this rotor flux and stator flux, the rotor is going to be starts rotating in the same direction of as such direction of stator magnetic field direction. Actually, that is the principal operation of induction motor. See here, in this operation, the stator magnetic field direction is same as that rotor direction. According to Lenz's law, means in stator magnetic field speed is 1500 rpm. The rotor magnetic field speed also 1500 rpm, synchronous speed. But the rotor is going to be runs always less than the synchronous speed. So see here, there is a relative speeds between the synchronous speeds between the stator magnetic field and rotors, and as well with respect to stator. But here a given question is there is a different here instead of giving supply to the stator, they are given to the supply for the rotor of slip ring induction motor. Then the stator winding is short circuited. So means how the motor behaves in the sense in a three-phase slip ring induction motor, if supply is given to the rotor and stator winding is short circuited, the rotor rotate opposite direction to the direction of rotating magnetic field. That is generally the air gap magnetic field speed is ns minus nr. That is relative speed between the synchronous speed and rotor speed. A normal operation of induction motor, that is when three-phase supply is given to the stator and rotor is short circuited, then what is the relay slip speed means that is nothing but ns minus nr or s into ns. But here we are going to be changes the supply. Instead of stator, we are going to be given as a rotor. The stator is short circuited in the sense the relative speed between the rotor and rotating magnetic field is opposite direction. Then the here the rotor runs against direction of rotating magnetic field. So C is the right option for as in a question 1. Next, see here second question. A three-phase slip ring induction motor has 4-pole stator and 2-pole rotor. With its stator energized from 50 Hz source, the rotor would be run at a no load speed of. See here second question. What is the second question? Stator is having 4-pole, rotor is having 2-pole. Then stator is given as a three-phase supply. The rotor speeds here they are going to be asked. A is somewhat less than 1500 rpm, B somewhat less than 3000 rpm, C somewhat less than 2000 rpm, D of 0 rpm. So means 4 pole means already we know that ns is equal to 120 f by p. So from that we are going to obtain 1500 rpm speed. But here the rotor is pole is having 2, stator pole is having 4. So because of this, the rotor cannot be rotated. So if you want to run the induction motor, definitely whatever maybe the poles is having stator, same poles are required for as in a rotor. See here, for example, when we are going to take as in a squirrel cage induction motor. So how the rotor poles are developed in squirrel cage induction motor in the sense by means of mutual induction. Suppose the stator is going to be designed with 4 pole in the sense by means of mutual induction, the rotor is going to be developed as in a 4 pole. Suppose when we are going to be designed as an induction motor is 8 pole. Stator is designed as a squirrel cage induction motor. Stator is designed with 8 pole. Then the what about the rotor pole? Rotor also developing 8 poles. Then there will be development of unidirectional torque. If required, if you any motor is developed unidirectional torque, definitely there will be requirement of stator and rotor with respect to same number of poles. So see here, in slip ring induction motor, generally in squirrel cage induction motor, the rotor poles are based on mutual induction, the rotor poles are developed. But slip ring induction motor is not like that. When we design the stator is 4 pole in the sense, definitely rotor also we are going to be designed as a 4 pole rotor. If we are going to be design stator is 8 pole in the sense, the rotor also designed with 8 pole. There is no mutual induction takes place between this pole forming of rotor in a case of slip ring induction motor. So that's why here they are given as a question is the stator is going to be 4 pole and rotor is 2 pole. Means there is no development of unidirectional torque. So for that reason here second question answer is option is D, 0 rpm. 0 rpm. So that is the option for second bit. See here third one. Effect of increasing the air gap length in a 3-phase induction motor is to. Effect of increasing the air gap length in a 3-phase induction motor is to 1. Reduce the pulse losses, improve the power factor, reduce the air gap flux, worsen the power factor, worst the power factor, reduce the torque, increase the efficiency. Here they are given as an 6 points. On that 6 points, we are going to be identify correct statement. A is having 1, 4, 5, B is having 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that you are given as an options. Actually, what happened when we are going to be increase the air gap length between the stator and rotor? Generally, when we are going to be design the induction machines, definitely as much as possible, we are going to be design the air gap between the rotor and stator is as much as possible to improve the power factor. To improve the power factor and as well as to increase the starting torque developed on an induction motor. See here, as much as possible, the air gap length between the rotor and stator is going to be minimum. So why we are going to provide an air gap in the sense, definitely the rotors we are going to be designed with rotating part. Rotating part in the sense, there is a gap is required between the stator and rotor. That's why here we are going to be design the induction machine. The air gap between the rotor and stator is as much as possible to improve the power factor. So how we are going to be recognized in the sense, already we know that according to magnetic flux formula, phi is directly proportional to mmf by reluctance. Means reluctance is nothing but air gap length. Flux is inversely proportional to air gap length. Flux is inversely proportional to air gap length. That is reluctance. When reluctance is increases, flux is going to be decreases. Flux decreases. But in general, when we are going to operate any machine, the flux developed on electrical machines are constant. See here, when air gap is going to be increases in this question, in air gap is going to be increases, to maintain the constant flux, the current drawn from the supply mains also IMU current increases. When IMU increases, automatically there will be reduction of power factor. So means high mu increases, angle is going to be increases, power factor angle increases. Power factor angle increases automatically. The power factor is going to be reduces. That's why here A option is the right option. Means one is reduction in pulsation losses. When flux is going to be maintained constant, there will be reduction of losses. That is nothing but pulsation losses, and as well as the power factor is worst. The power factor is reduces, then reduce the torque because of increasing air gap between the rotor and stator. So that is the case. See here, fourth objective type of bit. It's very important bit. The rotor of an induction motor cannot run at synchronous speed because if it did so, then see here the rotor of an induction motor cannot run at synchronous speed. Definitely, the always runs less than the synchronous speed. It never attains synchronous speed. But here they are asked as a question: if runs at an synchronous speed, what happened? Here given as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. One is rotor EMF would be 0, rotor current would be 0, rotor torque would be 0, rotor frequency would be unity, stator core losses would be 0, rotor core losses would be 0. So what is the right option for this one? So for this one, definitely we are going to understand clear principal operation of induction motor. See here, based on relative speed exists between the stator flux and rotor conductors, there will be EMF induced in the rotor conductors. See here, according to principal operation of induction motor, when three-phase supply is fed to the induction motor, there will be production of stator magnetic field on the stator. This stator magnetic field initially rotated at synchronous speed. Initially, the rotor conductors are standstill, stationary. The rotor is rest position. Because of relative speed exists between the stator flux and rotor conductors, there will be EMF induced in the rotor conductors. The rotor conductors are permanently short circuited. Because of this induced voltage drive current through the rotor. Then automatically there will be production of rotor flux. The interaction of rotor flux with respect to stator flux, the rotor is going to start rotating nearer to the synchronous speed. See here, when rotor runs nearer to the synchronous speed, under no load condition, the speed of the induction motor is, under no load condition, the speed of the induction motor is nearer to synchronous speed, but not exactly synchronous speed. So why it is an A nearer to synchronous speed, not exactly synchronous speed in the sense, when the rotor runs synchronous speed, what happened? When rotor runs synchronous speed, there is no relative speed exists between the stator flux and rotor conductors. Means there is no EMF induced. When there is no EMF induced in the sense, there is no current flows to the rotor winding. There is no current flows to the rotor winding in the sense, there is no torque developed in the rotor. There is no torque developed in the rotor. See here, for that reason, here what is the one is option one is rotor EMF would be 0, right? Similarly, rotor current would be 0. If rotor is runs synchronous speed, automatically in induction motor especially, there is no relative speed exists between the flux and rotor conductors, means rotor induced EMF 0, rotor current would be 0, rotor torque also would be 0. Then rotor power factor would be, what about the rotor power factor? See here in the given options, so B is having 1, 2, 3. Definitely 1, 2, 3. Next 4. And what is the 6? Rotor core losses would be 0. So rotor, there is no rotation, there is no currents in the rotor, means automatically the rotor core losses also 0. But what about the stator core losses? Definitely there will be existence of stator core losses. Why? Because we are fitting supply to the stator core. So for that here, fourth one, option B is the right option. Rotor power factor would be unity, and also rotor copper loss would be 0, rotor EMF would be 0, rotor current would be 0, rotor torque would be 0. So option B is the right option. Yes. See here, A, C, D, 5 is having. Simple, we are going to be eliminate the based on options also. In A, B, C, D, D is having 5, fifth point. C is also fifth point. D, A is also fifth point. Only B is not having as a fifth point. If supply is fed to the stator, only rotor runs synchronous speed. Suppose rotor runs synchronous speed in the sense there is no EMF, there is no current, there is no torque, there is no losses. So for that reason here we are going to select as a B. Next, see the fifth one. A squirrel cage induction motor as its stator rewound for 6 poles without any alteration in the rotor. The motor would now run at a speed. A 3-phase squirrel cage induction motor as its stator rewound for 6 poles without any alteration in the rotor. The motor would be now run at. So what is the option for that one? Thousand RPM. See here, NS is equal to 120 F by P. 120 F by P in the sense 1000 RPM. Generally, synchronous speed is going to be obtained 1000 RPM. Then automatically always rotor runs less than the synchronous speed or nearer to the synchronous speed. So for that fifth one, 5 is the fifth one. A is the right option. Less than 1000 RPM. A 3-phase squirrel cage induction motor as its stator rewound with. అంటే ఇంత ముందు ఎన్ని పోల్స్ అయినా ఉన్నాయి. Now the stator is designed with 6 pole. Definitely the rotor also finding as a 6 pole. Already we have discussed the same point for as a second bit option. So in squirrel cage induction, suppose we are going to be taken as a slip ring induction motor. The slip ring induction motor rotor is going to be designed with 6 poles. Definitely the stator also designed with 6 poles. If stator is rewound with as a 4 pole, already the rotor is having designed as a 6 poles. The stator is designed with 4 pole in the sense when supply is fed to the stator, there is no rotation is developed in a case of slip ring induction motor. See here, when we are going to be taken as a squirrel cage induction motor, by means of mutual induction, the rotor poles are developed in a case of squirrel cage induction motor. Suppose the stator is designed with 10 pole. Now again, we are going to be designing the stator with 4 pole. Definitely we are going to be fit as in a supply, the motor is going to start running. But in slip ring induction motor, if poles are changes in design of stator, definitely we are going to be same poles are designed with rotor also. But in the case of squirrel cage induction motor, not like that. Only we are going to be design the stator poles only. Based on that, the rotor poles are going to be developed. Then the rotor is starts rotating. That's why here they are given as in a question. A 3-phase squirrel cage induction motor as its stator is rewound for 6 poles without any alteration in the rotor. The motor would now run at a speed less than 1000 RPM. See here, sixth one. Okay, sixth one is leave it. Next, taken as a seventh one. If the rotor of 3-phase induction motor is assumed purely resistive, then the electromagnetic torque in the motor is A, minimum with load angle 0, minimum with load angle 90, optimum with load angle 90, optimum with load angle 0. Here there is a formula here. Actually, what is the question asked here? Electromagnetic torque in the motor means when the electromagnetic torque is developed in the induction motor means based on relative speeds exist between the air gap flux and rotor flux. Air gap flux. What is the air gap flux in the sense? It is the relative speed between the stator flux and rotor flux. It is the relative speed between the stator flux and rotor flux. That combining flux we are going to be taken as an air gap flux, resultant flux combination. So then only separately when we are going to be rotor currents are induces based on pure inductive nature of rotor winding. Here we are going to be taken as in a formula delta is equal to 90 plus pi 2 formula. Delta is equal to 90 plus phi 2. Delta is equal to 90. Delta is equal to very important. So many times this question is asked in a synchronous machine as well as induction machines. Phi 2. Here phi 2 is nothing but here given pure inductive load. Pure inductive load in the sense pure resistive load. Sorry, pure resistive load in the sense whatever the phi 2, phi 2 is 0. Phi 2 is 0 in the sense delta is equal to 90. Delta is 90 in the sense generally we are going to be taken as an electromagnetic torque in optimum. So for the delta is equal to 90 plus phi 2. So see the 8th bit. If the rotor of three-phase induction motor is assumed purely inductive, then the electromagnetic torque developed in the motor is. So what is the answer here? So pi t is purely inductive. Purely inductive in the sense. So delta is equal to 90 plus pi 2. Here instead of phi 2 we are going to be substituted again 90. Then what is the delta value we are going to be obtained? 180 degrees. So 180 degrees means here see the options in 8th problem, 8th bit. A is optimum with load angle delta is equal to 0. 8th B is optimum with delta equal to 90. So C optimum with delta is equal to 0. D 0 with delta equal to 180 degree. What is the 0 here? Torque developed. So actually what is the torque developed for electromagnetic torque? T directly proportional to phi 1 phi 2 into sine delta. Phi 1 means stator flux, phi 2 means rotor flux, sine delta. Because of here sine 180 degrees 0. Sine 180 degrees is 0 in the sense automatically total electromagnetic torque is 0 with delta is equal to 180. So eighth one is for eighth one D is the right option. బాబు అర్థమైతుందా లేదన్నా if you have any doubt please ask me. Suppose see here, 9th one, a 3-phase 4-pole 50 heads induction motor runs at a speed of 440 rpm. Its slip is 0.04. Its rotor field rotated at 60 rpm with respect to rotor. Its rotor field rotated at 60 rpm with respect to stator. Its rotor runs at a speed of 60 rpm with respect to stator field. 5. Its rotor field is rotated at a speed of 1500 rpm with respect to stator. From this, correct statement is. See here, first of all, for this problem, we are going to be understand what is the relative speed between the stator with respect to stator flux, rotor with respect to rotor flux. Means here we are going to be categorize 4 terms: stator, rotor, stator flux, rotor flux. Stator is always 0 speed. There is no rotation of stator. Stator is a stationary member. So stator speed is 0. Stator flux speed, synchronous speed, that is ns. Ns is equal to 120 F by P. Similar way, by means of mutual induction, there will be production of rotor flux. The rotor flux speed also synchronous speed, ns is equal to 120 F by P. So stator flux speed also synchronous speed, rotor flux speed also synchronous speed. Then rotor speed, nr. So based on given slip, already given speed of the rotor is 1440 rpm. So 1440 RPM. Speed of the rotor is 1440 RPM. Now identify the correct statement here they given. So first its slip is 0.04 means 4 pole means what is the synchronous speed 1500 RPM. Ns is equal to 120 F by P. From that we are going to obtain synchronous speed. Synchronous speed is 1500 RPM. Synchronous speed is 1500 RPM in the sense. So slip S is equal to 1500 RPM minus 1440 by 1500 RPM. So definitely we got as a slip is 0.04. So A is the right option. Statement 1 is correct. Next, check the second statement. Its rotor field rotate at 60 RPM with respect to rotor. The rotor field rotate at 60 RPM with respect to rotor. So means what here they are going to be asked as in a question. They are given a statement for second one. What is that statement means? What is the relative speed between rotor flux with respect to rotor? That is nothing but 60 RPM. So second one also right option. Second statement also correct. So what is the second statement? Its rotor field rotate at 60 RPM with respect to rotor. Means rotor speed is 1440 RPM. Stator magnetic rotor magnetic field speed is 1500 RPM. 1500 RPM minus 1440. 60 RPM we are going to be obtained. So right. Correct. See the third statement. Its rotor field rotate at 60 RPM with respect to stator field. The rotor field rotate at 60 RPM with respect to stator field. So third statement is wrong statement. Why? Because what is the relative speed between the rotor magnetic field and stator magnetic field? Zero. Stator magnetic field speed is synchronous speed. Rotor magnetic field speed is synchronous speed. Relative speed means 1500 minus 1500. Zero. But here given is 60 RPM. So third statement is wrong. So its rotor runs at speed of 60 RPM with respect to stator field. So fourth statement also correct statement. Fourth statement also correct statement. Why fourth statement is correct in the sense here? Stator magnetic field speed is 1500 RPM. Rotor speed is 1440. Relative speed is 60. So its rotor runs at a speed of 60 RPM with respect to stator field. Next, see the fifth statement. Its rotor field rotates at a speed of 1500 RPM with respect to stator. Its rotor field rotates at a speed of 1500 RPM with respect to stator. So fifth statement also correct statement. Why? Because the stator speed is 0. The rotor magnetic field speed is 1500 RPM. The relative speed between these two is 1500 RPM minus 0, 1500 RPM. So for this one, ninth one, what is the right one is? So A is the right option. Yes, all of you understand?
Yes, sir.
See the next one. Okay. If you have any doubt, please ask me. A stator of 3-phase 4-pole slip ring induction motor fed from 50 Hz source and its rotor from 30 Hz source, then the motor will run at a stator of 3-phase 4-pole slip ring induction motor fed from 50 Hz source and its rotor from 30 Hz source. The motor will run at 1. 1500 RPM. 2. Again here given as a statement. 900 RPM. third one. 400 RPM, 600 RPM, fourth one. 2400 RPM, fifth one. 2100 RPM. So see here, the rotor frequency is 30 Hz in the sense the slip obtained, the ratio of, here we are going to be obtain two possible speeds. What are the two possible speeds in the sense? NR is equal to NS into 1 plus or minus S. NS is equal to NR into, generally speed equation is NR is equal to NS into 1 minus S. Here we are going to obtain the speed. Definitely we are going to find out the slip. Already we know that synchronous speed. What is the synchronous speed? See here, I will write. Suppose see here. So NS is equal to, we know that 120 F by P. From that here, stator is having 4 pole in the sense, we are going to obtain synchronous speed is equal to 1500 RPM. So 1500 RPM. Here the formula is 120 F by P. See here, wait. No. Okay, here what is the formula? NR is equal to NR is equal to NS into 1 minus S, general formula. So 1 minus S means here definitely we are going to find out the slip here. So what is the slip here? They are not given as in a rotor speed. Instead of rotor speed, they are given as in a rotor frequency. So what is the rotor frequency? 30 Hz. 30 Hz means already we know that formula. FR is equal to S into F. S into F means supply frequency 50 Hz, rotor frequency is 30 Hz. So from that 30 by 50, S is equal to 0.6. Slip is 0.6. So here we are going to be substitute as in a 0.6. NS is 1440 RPM. So 1500 RPM. So from that, what is the speeds we are going to obtain? 2400 RPM and 600 RPM. So D is the right option. Here for this one, plus or minus yes. So NS is, with respect to 4-pole machine, NS is 1500 RPM. So when plus is taken, we are going to obtain speed is 2400. When we are going to take minus, so we are going to obtain 600 RPM. So that is the solution for the 10th bit. 10th one. See next one, 11th one. The relative speed between the magnetic field of stator and rotor under steady state operation is 0. For very important bit, this one, to understand the principal operations of any electrical machines, the relative speed between the magnetic field of stator and rotor. under steady state operation is 0. Definitely it requires steady state operation. The stator magnetic field and rotor magnetic field is going to be same speed. If stator magnetic field speed is 0 means the stator magnetic field speed also 0 we require. So this steady state operation is required for what are the mission? DC mission, 3-phase induction mission, 3-phase synchronous generator, 3-phase synchronous motor. So from this the correct statement are, so it requires DC mission, 3-phase induction mission, 3-phase synchronous generator, 3-phase synchronous motors also. For every electrical mission, if you develop the steady state operation, definitely the relative speed must between the stator magnetic field and the rotor magnetic field is always 0. Then there will be development of unidirectional torque. So for that reason here, for the 11th one, A is the right option. Next, 12th one. The MMF produced by the rotor current of a 3-phase induction motor. The MMF produced by the rotor currents of a 3-phase induction motor. A. Rotate at a speed of rotor in the air gap is at standstill with respect to stator EMF. C. Rotate at slip speed with respect to stator EMF. Rotate at synchronous speed with respect to rotor. What is the question here? The MMF produced by the rotor means the rotor magnetic field. The rotor magnetic field in a case of 3-phase induction motor is at standstill with respect to stator MMF. Means the relative speed between the stator magnetic field and rotor magnetic field is 0 means always the rotor magnetic field is stationary with respect to stator MMF. So for that reason 12th one is B is the right option. Yeah, Babu, understand all of you this question?
Sir,
Yeah,
question
Jyotish.
about DC.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Understand, sir.
So if you require the steady state operation or unidirectional torque developed in any electrical mission, the relative speed between the stator and rotor magnetic fields are same. Relative speed between the stator magnetic field and rotor magnetic field is 0. So relative speed between these two is 0 in the sense both are stationary with respect to each other. Stator magnetic field is stationary with respect to rotor magnetic field, or rotor magnetic field is stationary with respect to stator magnetic field. That's why B is the right answer. So next, third one. See here, if rotor of a 3-phase induction motor is, the rotor power factor of a 3-phase induction motor is 0.866. Power factor is induction motor is 0.866. Then spatial displacement between the stator magnetic field and rotor magnetic field will be, the spatial displacement between the stator magnetic field and rotor magnetic field will be, already I given an expression for delta. Delta is equal to what? 90 plus 5. Here they given as a phi 2 power factor, rotor power factor 0.866. 0.866 cos pi 2 is equal to 0.866. Then pi 2 is equal to, you obtain 30 degrees. So what about the delta? Delta is equal to 90 plus pi 2. Substitute 90 plus 30. Then 90 plus 30. What is the option? Delta is equal to 120. అర్థమైతుందా బాబు? ఇక్కడ ఫార్ములా ఏంటి? వాట్ ఇస్ ద డెల్టా? ఆల్రెడీ గివెన్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్. డెల్టా ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 90 ప్లస్ pi 2. For an induction motor. Suppose induction generator means minus. Simple. Induction generator means minus. So phi 2 is equal to 30. When you substitute 30 means automatically you are going to obtain C is equal to 120 degrees. Fourth one. A stator of a 6-pole 3-phase induction motor is fed from 3-phase 50 Hz supply, which contains pronounced fifth harmonic. The speed of the fifth space harmonic field produced by the fifth time harmonic in the stator supply will be. See here, simple. What is the synchronous speed? Ns is equal to 120 F by P. So F is in a fundamental frequency, that is 50 Hz frequency. Simple question, this one here. So for this one, option is D is the right option. Why D is the 5000 is right option in the sense Ns is equal to 120 F by P. F is in a fundamental frequency. Instead of fundamental frequency, already they given 50 Hz. But here, what is the harmonic pronounced here? Fifth harmonic. Fifth harmonic means instead of 5, we are going to be substituted Ns is equal to 120 F by P. Instead of F, we are going to be substituted 5F. So 5F in the sense 120 into 5 into 50 by number of poles 60. Then we are going to obtain speed is 5000 RPM. For 14th problem. Yes? All of you understand? Then go for as a 15th one. A 6-pole 50 Hz wound rotor induction motor, when supplied at rated voltage and rated frequency with slip ring open circuited. A developed voltage is 100 volts between any two slip rings. If the rotor is driven by external means at 1000 RPM, opposite direction to the direction of stator field, then the frequency voltage across the slip ring will be. See here, what is the question here? If you want to understand clearly, simply what they are going to say, slip rings are open circuited. Open circuited means there is no current. There is no rotation of the rotor. When three-phase supply is fed to the induction motor with 6-pole 50 Hz, rated voltage, rated frequency, the stator is going to, there will be production of stator magnetic field. Because of this production of stator magnetic field, there will be EMF induced in the rotor. This rotor is open circuited. The slip ring rotor is open circuited. Then there will be EMF developed in the rotor because of relative speed exists between the stator magnetic field and rotor conductors. That voltage is 100 volts here, they given. In between the two slip rings. By means of external, we are going to rotate the rotor, means by taking as a prime mover, if the rotor is rotated at 1000 RPM, opposite to the direction of stator field, the frequency of voltage across slip ring will be. Yeah. See here, for that, how we are going to be calculated. Simple here, we are going to be taking expression for slip. Ns minus Nr by Ns, general slip formula. But here Nr is going to be rotated opposite means, instead of minus, we are going to take as a plus. S is equal to Ns plus Nr by Ns. From that, we are going to be obtained as a slip. Suppose S is equal to Ns plus Nr by Ns means, Ns, what is the Ns? See here, what is the Ns here?
1000, sir.
Ns is 1000. Yes, right. Ns is 1000. Nr is 1000. 1000 plus 1000. 2000 by 1000. So means we are going to obtain slip is 2. When we obtained slip is 2, the frequency at individual voltage. The frequency at individual voltage S into F. Again 2 into 50. That is nothing but 100 Hz we are going to be obtained. Simple. From this question, we are going to be evaluate the slip only. So how we are going to be evaluate slip? Ns plus nr by ns. That is 2000 by 1000. From that we are going to obtain as a slip is 2. Then the frequency of induced voltage, that is Fr is equal to S into F. Fr is equal to S into F means 2 into 50, 100 volts we obtain. Yes. So that is, so option is 100 hertz is the right option. Okay. Thank you all of you participated in this session. Next session I will take at 3 p.m. today. Okay.